Monday.
Hey, welcome. Right now, I'm imagining both of us. I'm talking into a microphone right now, which, look, I want it to be intimate. By the way, my name's Peter. Nice to meet you. The microphone in front of me is harming that a little bit, so the image I have in my mind, sometimes when I'm recording these commentaries, I kind of imagine myself standing at a podium and giving a speech, just because imagining that helps me speak with more confidence, which is a problem I have because I tend to append a lot of my statements with things like, I think, and something like that. But I just need to say things confidently. And imagining that I'm standing, speaking at a podium helps me to have better posture while I'm speaking also. But I also want to make it personal and imagine like I'm talking to just you, like it's a one-on-one conversation, right? So what I'm imagining is that I'm standing up here on a stage, standing at a podium. I'm gripping the sides of the podium firmly. I'm not white knuckling. I'm gripping the sides of the podium firmly with my hands, and I'm talking to you. And you're sitting there in a big auditorium or theater, and you're sitting there right there in that seat in the front, in the middle, maybe in the second or third row, but you're right there, and I'm just talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. How's it going? This is page 15 of the sketchbook, week number 4 in a row, and it's looking good. It wasn't, actually, I'll admit, it wasn't until maybe 4/5 of the way through this drawing and still until I liked it. I had to exercise extraordinary patience with myself on this one. I don't know what I would have done if it didn't turn out in a way that I liked. But I just had to remind myself that every other time, well, almost every other time, it always does work out if I just give myself a little bit of patience with these drawings. Also, I got to make a slight apology for some of the lighting and production of this video. I had a slight issue where I noticed that since my top-down camera was looking straight down at my hand, when I used this pen, my grip style was kind of blocking a lot of what I was doing. So I took my top-down camera and moved it off to the side so it was looking in at an oblique angle. But what I didn't realize until almost all the way through recording this video is that when I moved the camera off to the side, I somehow, rookie mistake, moved it right in front of one of my lights. So if the lighting is a little bit worse or the shadows are a little bit more harsh in this video or something, that's why. You might notice it get a little bit better towards the end of the video. Okay, now let me change topics for a moment and give a big shout out to another YouTuber, another creator, another skilled artist and creative person. This channel, go check it out. There's a link in the description. It's called Boylai Hobby Time. Now, Boylai, it seems like this person paints mainly miniatures, makes really incredible dioramas. Now, these things, when you hear diorama, I hope you're not thinking the shoebox thing that you're taking to elementary school, because that's maybe the last diorama I made. I'm not sure, but this Boylai person, who I hadn't heard of before, I started getting a bunch of comments from their fans on my videos. I went over there and watched 1 or 2 of their videos. These things are amazing, the stuff Boylai is making. And I went over and watched one of the videos, and they were talking about how my videos years ago in like 2012, 2013 or something like that inspired them to make their own channel. So just a big, it's like so cool to look at their channel, see the beautiful way the videos are made, much less the art itself, because they are both separate art, skills, video creation, how you make videos of your art, because making art is hard and recording it at the same time is hard too. Anyway, I just want to say thanks, Boylai, for the big shout out, because a bunch of people came over, and I see all the comments from y'all saying Boylai sent ya. Great vibes, okay? Thank you so much. And Boylai mentioned how I'm almost at 1 million subscribers, and I've been there for a long time. And the truth of it is I've actually been losing like 100 subscribers a month for like 2 years straight. I don't want to get into it too much, but thank you, Boy Lie, and everyone who's come over leaving nice comments. Please subscribe, because just from that one comment from Boy Lie, I got like 1,500 new subscribers. We're only like 5,000 subscribers short of 1,000,000. So thank you for that boost. Appreciate everyone who came over from over there. And if you're a steady watcher of my channel, make sure you go check out Boy Lie's channel, because if you're ever here for my soothing voice and my soothing content, or however you want to describe it, head over there, because he seems to get similar comparisons. He was just talking about in his latest video how people compare him to Bob Ross. And I would say his videos are probably at this point even more relaxing than mine, because I feel like I've talking faster and faster lately. I feel like I used to talk much calmer, but I don't know. I just got to do it my way. I can't overthink it. If I'm going to make stuff, I just got to make it. Okay, that's me typically going off on a tangent. Just want to leave it at this. Thank you, Boy Lie. Thank you all the viewers from there that came over, subscribed, and commented on my videos. You all left wonderful, wonderful comments. And if you're over here, make sure you go check out Boy Lie. Thank you. There's a link in the description. I mean, it's just a good day. I think it's going to be a good week. Can everyone agree on that? I think so. Just a couple days ago, I walked out on the porch for the first time in forever. It was late evening. Just out of nowhere, I had this feeling, because it was a cooler evening, maybe after the rain. We've had some rainstorms. For the first time in a while, I thought, what about fall? I thought fall is coming soon. Something in the air, something in the coolness. I don't know if it was a smell or just a temperature and humidity thing. I thought, what about fall coming soon? I felt like we had been going through a long, endless, scorching summer, and for all I knew, it might go on forever, until that evening when I felt the air and I got a little optimistic. And then the next morning and the day after that, it was even a little better. I mean, there's something about weather, the way that it gets you down and then brings you right back. I just love it. I know that talking about weather is kind of like the definition of small talk, right? But there's something endlessly engaging and reinvigorating about how the weather changes. A hot day, a cold day, a rainy day, a foggy day, walking out of the house in the morning or seeing it filtering in through the windows. It affects so much, I think. And sometimes when I haven't experienced the weather at all, I realize that I've been cooped up inside for too long, working on my computer or just sleeping in, look at my phone too much. I realize that I haven't had that very important aspect of my life, and I need to go outside and just feel it, see it, smell it. Yeah, the weather's big. It's huge. Even for people like us who don't, I'm saying us because I'm assuming that you're maybe not a farmer like I am. I feel like back in the days of yore, the weather was everything. It wasn't small talk. It was big talk, right? Anyways, let's go on to the next part of our show, which is a little bit of art trivia. I don't know if this is really an important part of the week, Sketchbook Monday that needs to stay. But I'm just going to hit you with a little art trivia question that pops into my head. And this time I'm really going to try to remember to tell you the answer at the end of the video. Maybe I'll tell you the answer immediately. I don't know. Last time I didn't tell you the answer at all, and then everyone put it in the comments. Maybe I shouldn't tell you the answer, and then everyone can figure it out for themselves. You tell me what you want. This time the question is, what type of... No, let me just ask it this way. What art medium, and a medium is anything, I think. Like, when I say art medium, does everyone know what that means? It's like the physical material you use to create the art, like ink, paint, wood, if you're wood carving, charcoal, and all the different types of paint or stuff you're using to make sculpture. Okay, I won't beat around the bush any longer. Here's the question. What art medium uses egg yolks? Okay, look, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the answer because I want to talk about it because I don't really understand it completely myself. I learned a little bit about it. The answer is tempera. Tempera paint. Egg tempera. Am I saying it right? Tempera? Maybe it's tempera. Tempera. Isn't this also something you can get at a sushi restaurant? Shrimp tempura? 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 Anyways, look, the paint needs a binder, which is just something, as far as I can understand, it's something to put the pigment in and hold the pigment together, right? Like a lot of pigment is essentially by itself just a bunch of highly and vibrantly colored dust or powder. So you need to put it in something, and I guess they would put it in egg yolks. But my question is, and this is something that, must be not that hard to do because it seems like people have been doing this for thousands of years. Like this is a really old way of painting. Isn't one of the problems with eggs is that they go bad and get stinky, and like what's going on here? Like when you egg someone's house, isn't it really annoying because the eggs go bad and get sticky and stinky? Or is that just an egg white problem? Or when you're making egg tempera, the paint, do you condition or you modify it somehow or put something else in there to make it so the egg doesn't go foul or rotten? Also, there's another related kind of painting that's old and weird and seems hard to deal with, called encaustic painting, which is hot wax, which is where you use hot wax as the binder. I guess you mix the pigment in while it's still really soft or liquidy wax, and then you let it harden a little bit and you apply it with like a brush or maybe a little palette knife or a little trowel or something. That seems at the same time really fun and really I want to try it now because I'm thinking a painting with hot wax, I'm thinking of all the amazing textures you could get. And I also thought, wow, I've never heard of anyone painting with wax before. And then I felt stupid because I immediately thought, oh yeah, crayons. And haven't I been using wax pastels not too long ago? Or those are oil pastels? But crayons, I mean, that's the same exact thing, except it must be a bit different kind of wax that doesn't need to be hot to paint with it. That's just drawing with wax. There's so many things out there, so many different ways to create art. If you are ever running into any sort of artist block, if you don't have any more ideas, if you want to make something but you don't know what to make, try a different medium, because there are about 1,000 mediums out there. Maybe 10,000, maybe a billion. You could easily create a new art medium that no one has ever even thought of or tried before, okay? And working with something different than what you've been using could be the secret to having new ideas, to making something that excites you, that you've never even thought of yourself making before. Anyways, that's just a little tip. All the different mediums out there, they all work differently, and I think they'll give you different ideas. That's all I'm trying to say. But it does get dangerous. Switching mediums too often, sometimes you turn into, well, I'm just saying it's happened to me sometimes, in that if you switch mediums too many times, too fast, then, it happens to me. Look, I try one thing in this medium, one thing in that medium. Then I'm hopscotching around a bunch of different things without settling in and really getting familiar with any of them. I'm just staying surface level beginner at them. And it is, it still does help me to move forward and not get bogged down and stuck in the state of not making, but then I do accumulate a bunch of junk. There's upsides and downsides. So just try not to get too carried away with trying different things. I think a lot of it comes down to what kind of personality are you? How much free space do you have to accumulate junk? How much disposable income do you have to go to the art store and buy all the crazy expensive art supplies they have? You can do amazing things with just a sketchbook and a pen, and I have for years, or a little tablet and a stylus, and you can do amazing things with digital art. I've been having fun with that recently, just messing around with my little Wacom Intuos tablet and Photoshop. Yeah, so get out there, make something, draw on a wall. You know, one medium I've never tried, I don't know if I'll ever get to try. This is maybe the ultimate form of drawing. What if I ever got to do something called skywriting? You know how people, is that even a real, I feel like I've seen it before. People who write messages with smoke coming out of their airplane. What if I ever, this is the biggest pipe dream I've ever had. This is probably one thing I'll never ever get to do, because first I'd have to learn how to fly an airplane, which takes thousands of dollars and hours, doesn't it? And maybe probably tens of thousands. And then I'd have to get an airplane that I could just freely fly around. And what if I could just doodle in the sky with another one of my favorite thing, clouds? I could puff clouds out of the back of my airplane and make puffy cloud doodles in the sky. The options, this idea, I've never had this before, but it's sending off all sorts of sparks and happy ringing bells in my head. That would be just so cool. I'm just gonna, I'm probably gonna have to be happy to daydream about it and maybe night dream about it, but that's okay. Some things stay that way. It's fine. All right, I think that's it for me. I'm gonna go work on another video that I'm just finishing up, and I'll see you all later. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that notification bell, etc., so on and so forth. You know what to do. I got lots more videos coming out for you. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, how you're doing, how you're looking, sitting, squatting. Tell me who you've been talking to, what you've been doing at work. How's your mom doing? How's your hair? How's your house looking? Got any cool little knickknacks, or what's the latest thing you hung on the wall? How you driving? How you walking? How you looking? How you longing? How you crawling? Tell me everything. What you brush with? What you wearing? Where you going? Where you coming from? How do you feel about what happened the other day, and how do you wish it had gone, and what do you think you could do in the future to make it go your way the next time a situation like that crops up? I'm only asking because I've got a few thoughts of my own that I've been thinking about in the shower. Speaking of which, what kind of conditioner do you use? And do you pee in the shower?